Sri Sadaryatisa Desikendramaham Bhaje. Prabhadye Niravadyanam Nishadyam Gunasampatam Sharanam Bhavpitanam Sharagopamuniswaram Sri Rangana Sadagopayati Indrashtam Lakshmi Narasimha Sharakarneka Patram Sri Rangavira Ragra Sadagopati Vedanta Desiketi Indramaham Prabhadye Srimat Rankasadari Samvara Laptagaman Tattvayam Srimat Virarotwati Sarpada Aravindashrim Srimat Vedavatam Sadesikade Karunya Vikshaspadam Sevi Rangadirina Sasanavasam Narayanam Yoginam वेदांत देशिकेतीन्द्र कटाक्षलब्ध त्रयंत सार मनोद्यम कुडम्बुदाग्रयं नारायणातेति दुर्य कृपाभिषिक्तं श्रीरंगनाथेति शेखरमाश्रयामः श्रीमते श्रीवंशटगोपश्री वेदांत देशिकेतीन्द्र महादेशिकाय नमः श्रीमते श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह दिव्यपादुका सेवक श्रीवंशटगोपश्री नारायणेतीन्द्र महादेशिकाय नमः श्रीमते श्रीवंशटगोपश्री रंगनाथेतीन्द्र महादेशिकाय नमः. Ji, you can take over.
சரி ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாமா நம்ம?
ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுங்க ஜி.
ஓகே, இன்னைக்கு ஆழ்வார்கள் பிரபாவம் பத்தி பசங்க இன்னைக்கு இது பண்ண போறா, நம்மளோட ஷேர் பண்ணிக்க போறா. அவளோட லைஃப் ஹிஸ்டரி, அவளோட பிரபாவங்கள், அவ என்னென்ன ஒர்க்ஸ் எல்லாம் பண்ணியிருக்கா அப்படிங்கறத நம்ம இன்னைக்கு குழந்தைங்க மூலமா நம்ம இன்னைக்கு எல்லாரும் சேர்ந்து அனுபவிக்கலாம்.
எல்லாருக்கும் ஸ்கிரீன் ஷேர் தெரியுதா? எனக்கு
ஒரே நிமிஷம், சாரி, இது நான் அன்மியூட் பண்ணிக்கிறதுக்காக அதுக்கு போனேன்.
ஓகே, நோ ப்ராப்ளம்.
ஓகே, இல்லைங்களா? அந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்லைடுக்கு போயிட்டு வரேன். ஓகே, ஆரம்பிக்கலாம் கண்ணா. வைதேகி, yours is first slide கண்ணா.
Arvar means one who involves themselves deeply. They really deeply immerse themselves in their devotion and bhakti towards Lord Srihapati Sriman Narayana. The Arvars are considered to be forms of Nityasuris of Sri Vaikuntham, like Paramal's weapons, the Vanamali and Garuda. They live like human beings and burst out bhaktis filled like great works for the sake of humanity. Divya Prabandhams. Our works consist a total of 4,000 pastimes with the following breakdowns of their compositions. Poigai Arvar composed 100 pastimes. Bhurat Arvar composed 100 pastimes. Pei Arvar composed 100 pastimes. Tirumarsai Arvar composed 216 pastimes. Namma Arvar composed 1,296 pastimes. Madhurakavi Arvar composed 11 pastimes. Kulashekar Arvar composed 105 pastimes. Periyar Arvar composed 473 pastimes. Goda Devi composed 173 pastimes. Tundaripodi Arvar composed 55 pastimes. Tirupan Arvar composed 10 pastimes. Tirumangai Arvar composed 1,253 pastimes. And on Ramanuja Acharya by Tiruvangaratha Amudanar composed 108 pastimes. Nam Arvar, R. the greatest Arvar, about whom we shall see later, has addressed the first three Arvars in Kavi Padam Parama Kavigal, meaning the greatest poets who sang in the loveliest songs or the sweetest songs. All three Arvars were blessed with the Tamil knowledge and bhakti. All of them, though were not known to each other, they were singing on Sriman Narayana and going from place to place visiting the Perumal temples. The Lord wanted them to get together and liked to listen to their conversation about him and the Kalyana Gunas. For this reason, he brought them to Tirukovellur separately, and what happened there, how they met and recognized each other's bhakti, and what they talked about, how joyful each one became, what was their outburst. So they had come to Tirukovellur, and each one of them had a separate darshan of Trivikrama called Ulagalanda Perumal. Due to the heavy rain, Poigai Arvar had to take shelter in a small, narrow veranda of a house nearby, and being tired of walking, lie down in that place. After some time, Bhurat Arvar knocked on the house and asked if he can be sheltered due to the heavy rain outside. Being a true bhakta, Poigai Arvar welcomed Bhurat Arvar lovingly, saying, "Inside there's a place for one man to lie down, but two can sit. Please come in Please come in. Oravar Padukalam, Iruvar Amarlam. After a formal introduction, it took a little time to realize that they are birds of the same feather, and they talked and discussed about Perumal's Leelas and Gunas. There was yet another knock, and there stood Yarvar, asking for a favor to accommodate him due to the heavy rain. Not surprisingly, both Bhaktas said in chorus, "Please come in, we can stand and accommodate you." Also, Oravar Padukalam, Iruvar Amarlam, Moovar Nirkalam. All three joined themselves in discussing about glorious attributes of Sri Vikraman, Sriman Narayana, and were super excited to describe what each one of them felt towards Perumal. While they were standing all the time in the space that is just sufficient for three people to stand, suddenly they found themselves cramped and they could not even move about. It was really squeezing against each other. They were perplexed as why all of a sudden there is less space, as if there are more than 3 persons. And there appeared Sriman Narayana. All three hours were literally crying, tears rolling down their cheeks, goosebumps all over their bodies, and they were feeling very happy. Each one of them, one by one, sang 100 pasurams coming out of their mouths. If they are clear, Neerore, stream of a river. Perumal listened to his satisfaction, and after blessing them, he disappeared.
Okay. Thank you, Vaidehi. கேக்குறதா நான் பேசுறது? வைதேகி உனக்கு கேக்குறதாமா?
I can hear you.
Okay. Thank you. Good job, ma Vaidehi. Thank you so much for sharing about முதலாழ்வார்கள். இப்போ next slide is going to be trivia facts about பொய்கை ஆழ்வார், which will be done by Neela. ஒரு நிமிஷம், sorry. Neela.
பொய்கை ஆழ்வார். பொய்கை ஆழ்வார் was an incarnation of Panchajanyam, Conch. He was at Tiruvekka in Kanchipuram on a lotus flower. He was born in Aipasi, October 15th to November 15th. பொய்கை ஆழ்வார் was born on Shravanam, Tiruvona Nakshatram. His birth year is Siddharthi. His work is Mudal Tiruvandadi.
Next, Achyuta, you can continue, Kanna.
So, first, we're going to see our meaning of the first pasuram of Tiruvandadi. The world is a lamp for me, while ocean is its ghee, and the warm sun is its light. I place this garland of words on the feet of the Lord with a shining discus and ask him to take me from the ocean of sorrow. Now, I will recite the Swami associated with பொய்கை ஆழ்வார். அருள் மிகுத்த ஒரு வடிவாய் கட்சி தன்னில் ஐப்பசி மாத திருவோணத்து நாளில் பொருள் மிகுத்த மரவிலங்க புவியோர் உய்ய பொய்கதனில் வந்துதித்த புனிதா முன்னாள் இல்லவனில் தன் கோவல் இடைகழிச் சென்று நிற்கமும்மாள் இடனருக்க திருவிளக்காமெனும் வையங்கள் போற்றும் செழும்பொருளாய் அருள் செய்திருந்த நீயே.
Okay. Neela, பூதத்தாழ்வார் trivia. ஆரம்பி Neela.
Bhudatarvar. Bhudatarvar was an incarnation of Kaumudiki, Mace. He was born at Mahabalipuram near Chennai in a flower called Madhavi, Hiptage. He was born in Aipasi, October 15th to November 15th. Bhudatarvar was born on Avittam Nakshatram. His birth year is Siddharthi. His work is Irandram Tiruvandadi.
Okay, thank you, Neela. Achyuta, continue the next one.
Now we will see the meaning of the first பாசுரம் of இரண்டாம் திருவந்தாதி. My love for him is a lamp. The oil in the lamp is my desire to worship him, and the wick is my sweet mind that melts for him. I light the shining lamp with my wisdom. Compose this Tiruvandadi for Narayanan in divine. Now we will see the Swami Deshika Prandasaram Pasuram for Buddha Dharma. கடன் மல்லை காவலனே பூதவேந்தே காசினி மேல் ஐப்பசியல விட்ட நாள் வந்த இடர்கொடியன் தன் கோவல் இடகழிச் சென்று இணையெல்லாம் மூவருமாய் இசைந்தே நிற்க நடுவில் இவர் ஒருவரும் என்ற வண்ணம் நல்லெழில் மால் நெருக்க நந்த ஞான சுடர் விளக்கேற்றிய அன்பே தகழ் யானை தொழில் மூவரும் இனக்கருள் செய் துலங்கனியே.
Okay, next, Neela, about Peyalvar.
Peyalvar. Peyalvar was an incarnation of Nandakam, sword. He was born at Mylapore, Chennai, in a well. He was born in Aipasi, October 15th to November 15th. Peyalvar was born on Sadayam Nakshatram. His birth year is Siddharthi. His work is Moonram Tiruvandadi.
Okay, job, Neela. Okay, Achyuta.
I can't see the next slide isn't
மூன்றாம் திருவந்தாதி திருக்கண்டேன்மா.
for the yeah. Let's see the meaning of the first chapter of Tiruvandadi. I saw and worshipped Lord Mahalakshmi, the ocean-colored Lord's chest, his golden body adorned with the jewels that shone with the color of the bright sun, and the golden discus in his hands that fights in war, and the sounding curved conch. Now, the Pranandasara Pasuram for Peyalvar. மாமயிலை பதியதன் துலாமாதத்தில் வரும் சதயத்தவதரித்து கோவலூரில் தூமுனிவர் இருவருடன் துலங்க நின்று துண்ணிய பேரிகுள் நீங்கச் சோதி தோன்ற தேமுடன் திருமாலை காணப்புக்கு உரைத்த தேவே தமிழ் மாலை 100 பாட்டும் பழமையேனுக்கு அருள் செய் பரமணியே.
Very good job, Achyuta. Next போலாம். அடுத்த ஸ்லைடு நீலா. திருமழிசை ஆழ்வார் trivia.
Tirumalizai Alvar. Tirumalizai Alvar was an incarnation of Sudarsanam. Discuss. He was found in Mungal forest. He was born in Thai, Jan 15th to Feb 15th. He was born on Magam Nakshatram. Tirumalizai Alvar birth year is Siddharthi. His parents were Bhargara Rishi and Kanangangi, raised by Harijan couple. His works are Tiruchandavirittam and Nanmugam Tiruvandadi.
Thank you, Neela. Next, Vaidehi, your turn, ma.
Tirumalizai Alvar or Bhakti Sagar visited various temples and came to Tirukkuva. He was attracted by of the Lord and decided to stay there for some time. Kanikanan also joined Bhakti Sagar and served him as an ardent disciple. There was also an old lady who devotedly served Alvar by cleaning, mopping, drawing columns, etc. Alvar was greatly impressed by her fond service and devotion towards Alvar and appreciated her. The old lady regretted that she joined him at this old age only and not when she was young. Hearing that, Alvar showered his grace on the lady, who was immediately turned into a very beautiful young lady. Later, during the Nagar Valam, the Pallava king saw Alvar's place and married her. After some years, when the king actually noticed that his queen is not aging and has got the same youthful look while he was getting old, he found out that Alvar's divine Kataksham. Later, the king summoned Kanikanan to the court and asked if he can persuade Alvar to sing to the king. Kanikanan refused, saying that the Alvar would not yield and sing for a mortal. That made the king mad, and he ordered to banish Kanikanan from his kingdom. Kanikanan said, "This is not the place only place for me. The entire world is Perumal's, and walked off. He and Arvar had told him about this incident, which forced them to leave that place and begged for his pardon for leaving him. Arvar felt very sad, and this dearest companion is leaving him. He did not feel like staying there without Kanikaran. Arvar decided to leave Tiruveka.
Okay. Tiruveka or Yatottakari Perumal temple.
Arvar went directly to the temple and prayed wholeheartedly with tears in his eyes, and asked the Lord also to come along with them, as he cannot think of living without the Lord. Kanikaran Pogindran, Kamarapun Kachi, Manivanna, Ni Kaninka, Venda, Senapulavanam, Pogindren, Nium Undran, Pain Agamati, Surotikor. Kanikaran is going out to Kanchi Maneva. I'm also leaving him. You don't have to lie down here anymore. You also roll your nagam and follow me. And friends, our Lord, the Arvar with the snake tucked under his arms. The king got the news that the temple is deserted and the entire city looks dark and lifeless. He understood his foolishness and rushed immediately to chase the trio. He caught them on the way and fell on the ground, repenting of what he had done. He begged them to forgive him for his mistake and to come back to Kanchi. Arvar and Kanikaran, understanding the sincerity of his regret and repentance, requested the Lord again to return and stay at Kanchi. Needless to say, the Lord obeyed. Since the Perumal obeyed the words of Tirumarse Arvar and did what he said, he is called as Sondavanam Saitha Perumal. Sondavanam Saitha means obeying and doing the same what was told to him. I don't know. Actually, I know this one. Sakyam Karum, Saman Karum, Sankaranakinyagama, Nularetum, Bhaktiyal, Senkat Kariyanai, Serotom, Yam Titlimi, Yenkadrikanorin. After my incapable efforts to know the superior principle through Jainism, Buddhism, and Sathic philosophy, I am blessed by Sriman Narayana to take the protection of the lotus feet of Sri Devi and have to escape all the problems and misfortunes since then. On reaching Tirukovindadadi, Kumbakonam, he left the birch bark leaf containing his writings in the water of the river Kaveri. The leaf floated back to him holding his words, Tiruchandra Virita. The other work of Arvar is Nanmugan, Tiruvandadi, and Andadi commencing with the words Nanmugan, a reference to the four-faced Brahma. The first stanza of the Andadi category states, I don't know this passage. The four-faced Brahma was born to Narayanan and his Brahma was born Shankara. I am declared to this truth of this Andadi, resort with this without any doubt. If you desire to wipe out the pangs of birth.
Okay, Achida, to you.
Now let's see the meaning of a pasuram from Nanmohan. Narayana created Nanmohan and Nanmohan created the Sankaran. I composed Andadi poems praising him. Learn and understand the deep meaning of each of these pasurams without omission. Now let's see the Ravasaram pasuram from சமயங்கள் பல தெய்வம் மற்றில்லை என உரைத்த வேதச் செழும்பொருள் நான்முகன் தொன்னூற்றாட்டும் மெய்மிகுத்த திருச்சந்த விருத்த பாடல் விளங்கிய நூற்றிருப்பதும் தப்பாமல் மெய்யே வையகத்தில் வளவா மதுரைத்து வாழும் வகை அடியேனுக்கள் செய் மகிழ்ந்து.
Okay. Good job, Achudan. to Neela about trivia facts on Nammalvar.
Nammalvar. Mata Pita Yuvatayasthanaya Vibhuti Sarvam Yadeva Niyameda Madam Vayanam Adyasnah Kulapate Vakula Viramam Srimattadangri Yugalam Pranamami Murdna. Nammalvar. Nammalvar was an incarnation of Vishwaksena, commander. He was born in Arvar Tirunagari. He was born in Vaikasi, May 15th to June 15th. He was born on Visakam Nakshatram. His birth year is Pramadi. His parents were Kari and Udayanagai. His works are Thiruvirattam, Thiruvasiriyam, Periyar Thiruvandadi, and Thiruvaimozhi.
Okay, Navneet.
The elephant comes after, while the bell sound can be heard before. Like that, the graceful Lord has sent a Brahmin saint by name Madhurakavi before this Adavar's birth. This Madhurakavi of Tirukkollur was on his pilgrimage tour, by walk of course, to North India and was fascinated by the beauty of Ayodhya. He chose to stay there. Suddenly, one night, Madhurakavi saw a very bright star, a new one which was not there before, nor was it seen by others, even when Madhurakavi saw it in the southern direction. He was pulled by the magnetism of this light in the night and started his journey back to south, following the course and guided only by this southern star. He found himself at Lord Adinatha's temple and the star's brightness in Nammalvar stages. He was simply excited and deeply attracted by the divine figure and the golden hue of the Alvar's face. Since he was a Sanskrit and Tamil scholar and a great philosopher, he wanted to test the Alvar, without knowing the Alvar does not talk or open his eyes. He just threw a small stone into a nearby pond, and for that splashdown, the Alvar opened his lotus eyes. Madhurakavi asked in Tamil, Shatradin Vayatril Seriyaduppi Nandal Yaktai Tindra Yenge Kidakkum. Meaning, if the small is born in a dead body, what will it eat and where will it stay? Nammalvar, the one who has not opened his mouth since his birth, not even for food, opened his lips and answered, Attai Tindra Anuge Kidakkum. Meaning, it will eat that and stay there. The small one refers to the individual soul, while the dead one refers to the gross matter, the body. When the soul enters the body comes into life, and when it leaves, it becomes a corpse. The soul experiences the pleasures and pains through the body, and it senses and reaps only what it has sown, quite unaware and unconscious of its true nature, of its being part of the Almighty, as his body. So, the soul eats that and stays there. When the soul realizes its true nature and thus the Patti to him, Sriman Narayana, realizing the body or mind and intellect as not attached to its nature, it will eat his thoughts, verses, and toss around as is unknown and will stay there, at his abode, as a service, rendering service to him. The sentiments expressed in every single pasturam of Nammalvar reflect Bhakti ecstasy of Nammalvar and will take us to such an interest in Bhakti for Sriyapati Sriman Narayana. It is impossible to select the best verse as we are all equally excellent. We will discuss his pasturams in another series. I will not say these two pasturams, but we will discuss them later. The Thiruvaimozhi or Tamil Vedam, composed by Kodagayor Kan Nammalvar, contains the five realities, namely 1. The nature of the eternal Paramatma, 2. The nature of the eternal Jivatma, 3. The means for the Jivatma to attain the goal of Paramatma, 4. The blocks and hurdles on the way, and 5. The goal of life, i.e. moksha. Nammalvar Tiruvadikale Sharanam.
Thank you, Navneet. Achita, you can recite the verse on Nammalvar. Achita, you can go ahead, ma.
Yeah, next slide.
Achita, say it again.
Yeah, can you go to the next slide, please?
Yes, we are already in the next slide. You can start reciting, Thana.
பாட்டும்
Excuse me, Lakshmi and Lakshmi. Suggestion, Achu sound சரியா வருது இல்ல. Maybe he can put his video on mute sometimes because of the bandwidth consideration. Yeah, that's great, Acha. You can still use your microphone, but just put your video on mute. See if that works better. Thank you.
Okay, Mama. Thank you, Achyuta. Achyuta, next time when you are reciting, might be put your video on pause and recite, okay? So that it will be like in sync, Kanna. Okay, ba? Okay, ma. Thank you, Achyuta. We'll go to the next one. Neela, to you, Madhurakavi Alvar.
Madhurakavi Alvar. Madhurakavi Alvar was an incarnation of Kumuda, Vishwaksena's disciple. He was born in Tirukkolur. Madhurakavi Alvar was born in Chittirai, April 15 to May 15. He was born on Chittirai Nakshatram. His birth year is Ishwara. His work is Kanninum Chiruttambu.
Good job, Neela. Achyuta, you can recite the Pasuram.
Now I will recite the Madhurakavi Alvar Pasuram. தேரியான் திருக்கோவில் சித்திரையில் சித்திரனால் வந்து தோன்றி ஆரியனர் அன்புடனே குருகூர் நம்பிக்க அனவரதன் அந்தரங்காடிமை செய்து மாரண எல்லாம் எடு மறந்தோ தேவமற்றையேன் எனும் மதுரகவியே நீ முன் கூறிய கண்ணினும் சிறு தாம்பதனில் பாட்ட புலபதி.
Okay.
Now I will tell. Let's listen to the meaning of the first person of Kansirittambu. I praise the God, the divine Maran, my father, who was died by Yashoda with a small rope. If I first place for the Nambi of South Kuru place as his name,
Okay, to you, Neela. Trivia on Kulasekara Alvar.
Kulasekara Alvar. Kulasekara Alvar was an incarnation of Kaustubam, jewel on Perumal's chest. He was born in Tiruvanchikalam. He was born in Masi, February 15 to March 15. He was born on Punarpusam Nakshatram. His works are Perumal Tirumuri and Mukundamala.
Okay, Achyuta.
now I will recite Alvar's Pramasa. சேகரனே தோன்றி அன்புடனே நம்பெருமாள் சென்ற கோயில் அனைத்துலகின் பெருவாழ் தங்கள் சேர் திருமொழி 105 பாட்டும் நன்றாக நல்கிய. Now I will meaning being in the time of Kulasekara Alvar, he surrendered to Nammalvar. My mind, lift yourself up to the dazzling, dispelling feet of the one who is the Lord, the eternal being, who is the natural repository of so excellent grace, which cut out all fatigue, and who wants me above safe with the love, leading me of ignorance, leaving no trace
Okay. Thank you, Achyuta. Next to Navneet. Story on Kulashekara Alvar.
The king had even consecrated a golden statue of Sri Rama in the palace, where he was spending most of the time with other pandits. Once, during a Rama Navami day, the birthday of Sri Rama, the king was astonished to see a big, nice Navaratna Male, which had adorned Sri Rama, missing. He was confused as to how someone can come inside the palace with so much security and so many people around. The ministers were asked. One of them, maybe the chief minister, hesitantly stammered to say, "Maybe, O king, one of the pandits could have taken." He didn't even finish his statement. The king was shivering and was literally shocked to hear that the statement, as if he had stepped onto a red hot burnt iron. He could not believe his ears as to how this minister could even think of those great bhaktas as ones who could afflict. "What are you saying? Are you talking about this Adiyars of Sriman Narayana? Are you not ashamed to say that? Is your tongue still alive? How dare you think of them as thieves when their life is only for the Lord, and they consider the gold and dust the same? Those Uttamargas. Do you think they have stolen the Malay?" He did not stop with that. He called someone to bring a pot wherein he had arranged to place a poisonous snake. Bewildered ministers obeyed. He showed them the pot with the snake inside. He said and prayed to the Lord, "If the Malay had been taken by one of the Bhaktas, let the snake bite me. If not, I will come out unscathed." He put his hand inside the pot. The snake never touched his hand. The minister came out openly saying, "We are very sorry and we beg your pardon. We are the ones who removed the Malay, and we put the blame on the Bhaktas so that you will start disliking them and will concentrate on administrative matters. Please forgive us for this irresponsible act." Kulashekara trained his son and gave him the kingdom and started off his pilgrimage, singing Lord's glories and gunas.
Thank you, Navneet. To Neela, Periyalvar facts.
Periyalvar. Gurumukhamanaditya praga vedana seshan narapati parikliptim sulkamadadu kamaha sasuram amaravandyam ranganathasya sakshat dvijakula tilakam tam vishnuchittam namami. Periyalvar. Periyalvar was an incarnation of Garuda, eagle. He was born at Srivilliputtur. Periyalvar was born in Ani, June 15 to July 15. He was born on Swati Nakshatram. His birth year is Krodana. His parents were Mohan Bhattar and Padmavalli. His work is Periyalvar Tirumuri.
Good job, Neela. Okay, next Sri Suparna. She'll be telling us about Periyalvar Charitram.
மின்னார் தடமதில் சோல் வில்லிபுத்தூர் என்றுகால் சொன்னார் கடற்கமலம் சூடினோம் முன்னார் கெடுயறுத்தான் என்றுரைத்தோம் கீழ்மையினில் சேரும் வரையறுத்தோம் நெஞ்சமே வந்து பாண்டியன் கொண்டாட பட்டர் பிரான் வந்தான் என்று இந்திய சங்கம் எடுத்தூத ஏண்டிய வேதங்கள் ஓடி விரைந்து கீழ்யறுத்தான் பாடங்கள் யாவருவத்தே. Periyalvar Charitra. Alvars are defined as avatarams of Nitya Suris, Divya Ayudams, and ornaments of Sriman Narayana, of which Garuda Alvar, called as Periya Tiruvadi, incarnated as Periyalvar. Pushpa Kainkaryam. Lord Krishna, while entering Mathura, stops a Malakarar and asks him for a flower garland. Lord Krishna was very happy in wearing the garland from the Malakarar. This incident from the Srimad Bhagavatam left a strong impression on Vishnuchita's mind, concluding that offering flower garlands to the Lord was the best Kainkaryam and performed Pushpa Kainkaryam from his own Nandavanam. Vallabhadeva, the king of Madurai, during Vishnuchita's time, met a Brahmin who recited this sloka which set the king thinking. Asharthamashto preteta masan Nisharthamartam devasam yateta Vardakya hetor vayasanavena Paratra hetor iha janmanacha. Meaning, one must work hard during the 8 months to save for the rainy season.
In the same manner, one must work hard during the day to have a peaceful night. Same way, during this life, to have a supreme life thereafter.
Next slide. Excuse me. நீங்க அந்த வீடியோ செக்மெண்ட் மூவ் பண்றீங்களா? இட்ஸ் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் கவரிங் த மெட்டீரியல் a little bit.
ஓ சாரி, இப்ப பரவாயில்லையா?
Yeah, பரவாயில்ல.
Perumal appeared in Vishnu Chittar's dream and instructed him to join the contest and convinced that Vishnu Chittar that he will take care. A bag of gold coins, Porkiri, was hung on top of the king's court. The Porkiri would fall before the scholar who answered the king's puzzle with the truth. Periyarvar came, closed his eyes, and began. Perumal sat on his tongue and flowed out a glorious presentation. The statement of supreme truth, Paratattva Nirupanam. He concluded by saying that Sriman Narayana was the supreme being. The Porkiri fell before Periyarvar, proving that his explanation was the best. Vallabhadevan was overwhelmed and gave Periyarvar the title Battar Piran. As a special honor, Periyarvar was taken along the streets of Madurai on the royal elephant. Perumal appeared in surprise on Garuda Vahanan to bless Periyarvar. In a rhapsodic response, Periyarvar immediately sang 12 verses called Thiruppallande, fearing for the safety of Perumal and to keep all evil eyes away from him. பல்லாண்டு பல்லாண்டு பல்லாயிரத்தாண்டு பல கோடி நூறாயிரம் மல்லாண்டு தின்தோல் மணிவண்ணா உன் சேவடி செவ்வி திருக்காப்பு அரியோமோடும் நின்னோடும் பிரிவின்றி ஆயிரம் பல்லாண்டு வடிவார் நின் வளமார்பினில் வாழ்கின்ற மங்கையும் பல்லாண்டு வடிவார் சோதி வளத்துறையும் சுரராழியும் பல்லாண்டு படைப்போர்ப்புக்கு பொங்கும் அப்பாஞ்ச சன்னியமும் பல்லாண்டு. Mangala Shasanam means a prayer wishing for auspiciousness. In doing Mangala Shasanam for Perumal through Thiruppallande, he surpassed all the other Arvars in expressing his overflowing concern and love for Perumal's well-being. Hence, Battar Piran was given the name Periyarvar, meaning the greatest among the Arvars. Periyarvar Tirumuri is a delightful garland of 473 Tamil poems. In the first 12 pasurams called Thiruppallande, Arvar prays for the wellness of Lord Vishnu out of concern that nothing should trouble him. In the next 350 pasurams, Arvar assumes the role of Mother Yashoda and enjoys Krishna as his baby. In this mode of bhakti is called Vatsalyam, mother's love for her child, composed in Pillai Tamar style. Filled with cuddly words, anybody would love to sing these pasurams that bring baby Krishna in front of our eyes. The last 103 pasurams advise us not to wait for our last days, but to surrender to Perumal immediately. Arvar concludes with gratitude to Lord Vishnu who entered his heart.
Thank you, Suparna. That was wonderful to hear about Periyarvar. Okay, next yaru? Achyuta?
Now, I will recite the Periyarvar Prandasara Pasuram. பெரணிந்த வில்லிபுத்தூர் ஆணி தன்னல் பெருஞ்சோதி தன்னில் தோன்றும் பெருமானே உன் சீரணிந்த தன் நெஞ்சி தன்னல் தியக்கரமா பர துவைத்த திறமா செப்பி வாரணமேல் மதுரை வரம் வரவே வானில் மால் கருட வாகனாய் தோன்ற வார்த்தும் ஏரணி பல்லாண்டு முதல் பாட்டு நானோற்றெழு 12 எனக்குதவனியே. Now we will see the meanings of the first part of the pond. Manivanna, colored like blue sapphire, may you live long, be eternal, for several years, human years, more years, celestial years, thousands of celestial years, Brahma's years, and for many crores of Brahmas of years. Strong shoulders, you huge of the wind, like feet. We devoutly pray that we be inseparable from you for thousands of years. Let your divine concert residing in your right chest be eternal. Let the glowing discus in your right hand that vanquishes enemies continue for several years. Let the conch panchajanam that blows aloud and words live for several years. Next slide.
Okay, next slide, Neela on Andal.
Andal. Neela Tunga Tanigiratati Suptamutboda Krishnam Paradyam Samshuti Shiras Sittam Adhyabayanti Shushtisthayam Shajani Garidam Rabalar Kritya Bhunte Goda Tasye Namaitamidam Bhuye Vastu Bhuyaha. Andal. Andal was an incarnation of Bhudevi, earth goddess. She was born at Srivilliputtur. She was born in Adi, June 15th to August 15th. Andal was born on Puram Nakshatram. Andal's birth year is Nala. Her dad was Periyarvar. Her works are Tirupavai and Nachiyar Tirumari.
Next, Achyuta.
Now I will recite Andal from the Sarapasuram. மேலும் மிக விளங்க விட்டு சித்தன் தூய திருமகளாய் வந்த ரங்கனார்க்க துழாய் மாலை முடிசூடிக் கொடுத்த மாத நேயமுழந்திருப்பாவை பாட்டாரைந்தோம் நீ உரைத்த தையொரு திங்கள் பாமாலை ஆய்ப்புகள் 143 அன்புடனே அடியேனுக்கு அருள் செய் நீயே. Now I will tell the meaning of the Nachiyar. Did you see him who was the personification of beauty, the one who symbolizes love, and the one who has incredible eyes? Did you see him here? We saw Garuda, son of Vinati, spreading his wings to protect him from the heat here in Vrindavan.
Okay, thank you, Achyuta. Next to Sri Suparna. You can start, Kanna. Andal Charitram.
Sri Vishnu Chitta Kulanandana Kalpavallim Sri Rangaraja Harichandana Yogachishcham Sakshat Shamam Karunaya Kamalan Vivanyam Godamananya Sharanaha Sharanam Prabhadye. Andal Charitram. Andal was found by Vishnu Chittar as a baby girl under a tulsi plant in the temple garden of Srivilliputtur. He gave the name Goda, which means gift of the earth. Daily, he brought up Goda with love and devotion towards Perumal. Daily, Vishnu Chittar used to make flower garlands for Perumal, and Goda would wear it and see how it looks before her father takes it. This happened daily, and Periyarvar did not know about this. One day, Periyarvar noticed a hair in the garland meant for Perumal. He replaced it with a new one. But he was upset about it and worried about it. The next day, he finds that Goda is the one who has the garland meant for Perumal.
Next slide.
He becomes angry and throws the garland away, and he is upset with Goda. That night, in his dream, Lord Sri Ranganatha came and told him that he wants the garland worn by Goda. Only then he realizes his mistake, and from the next day onwards, Goda wears the garland first, and then Perumal wears it next. Her love and dedication towards Perumal grew very much. She decided to marry Sri Ranganatha. Days passed. Goda became 15 years old, and her father, Periyarvar, asked her to get married. Goda said she'll only marry Sri Ranganatha and nobody else. Periyarvar was speechless. So they both went to Srirangam, where Sri Ranganatha was waiting to marry her. Once Goda entered the temple, she married Sri Ranganatha and vanished away into Perumal. Karkate Purva Palgunyam Tulasi Kananodbhavam Pandye Vishwambaram Godam Vande Shri Ranganayakim.
Very good, Surya Sri Suparna. Thank you so much, Ma. Next, Neela on Tondaradipudi Alvar's facts. Sorry.
Tondaradipudi Alvar. Tondaradipudi Alvar was an incarnation of Vanamalai, forest flower garden. He was born at Tirumandangudi. He was born in Margari, December 15 to January 15. He was born on Ketai Nakshatram. His birth year is Prabhava. His works are Tirumalai and Tirupalli.
Next, Achyuta.
Now I will recite பிறந்த சாரம் பாசுரம். மண்ணுதல் திருமண்டங்குடி தான் வாழ மார்கழி மாதற் கேட்ட நாளில் வந்து தொண்டு புகழ் தொண்டர் அடிப்பொடியே நீ முந்துராய் மாலை மடியடி செய்தாலும் தென்னரங்க மணவாளர் கண்பு மிக்கு செப்பிய நற்திருமாலை 45 பன்னியனர் திருப்பள்ளி எழுச்சி 10 பழவடியேனுக்கள் செய் பரிந்து நீயே. Now I will tell the meaning of Tirumalai. When recited the 3 syllables of the word Govinda and received moksha, but after having Rangan, the crazy god who gave his grace to devotees like Kshatrabandhu, these samsaris continue to indulge in activities which sink them deeper into the quagmire of repeated births, instead of getting out of it by reciting the divine names.
Okay, next Navneet is going to talk about Tondaradipudi Alvar's Divya Charitram. Go ahead, Navneet.
Tondaradipudi Alvar was born in a small village by the name Tirumandangudi Chola region in Prabhaviyar, Margariman, Krishna Chaturthi, and Tuesday in Kette Nakshatra. His father, Ved Visharadar, belonged to Kudumi Surya Brahmana community, also called as Vipra people, whose routine work is to praise about Sri Vishnu. On the 12th day after his birth, he was named as Vipra Narayana. From an early age, bhakti towards Sri Vishnu was taught to him. He grew up with a well-rounded personality. It is said that in spite of being good and beautiful and dedicated to Sri Vishnu Bhakti, he had no conceit and treated all the aged persons and persons who were younger to him in the same way, giving proper respect to them. Under the influence of a dancing girl, he lost all of his money. When he was in need of money, Vishnu came to his rescue and showered gold on him. He became a staunch devotee of Ranganatha, or Sri Ranganatha Swami temple, and he constructed a big Nandavanam flower park in Sri Rangam, where various beautiful and fragrant flower plants are grown. He worshipped all the bhaktas of Sri Vishnu and put the puri, small tiny dust particle, which is found under the feet of them, on his head, and sang songs in praise of Sri Ranganatha. From then, he was called as Tondaradipudi Alvar.
Thank you, Navneet Kanna. Now Neela on Tirupan Alvar's trivia.
Tirupan Alvar. Apada Chodam Anuboya Harim Shayanam Madhye Kavera Duhito Munitantaratma Adishtadam Nayanayor Vishayantaranam Donishtikaya Manave Mudivahanam Tam. Tirupan Alvar. Tirupan Alvar was an incarnation of Srivatsa, Mole. He was born at Urayur. Tirupan Alvar was born in Kartigai, November 15th to December 15th. His birth, he was born on Rohini Nakshatram. His birth year is Dharmati. His work is Amalanadi Piran.
Okay. Next, Achyuta. Pasuram.
Okay. Now I will recite தோன்றி பரமரந்ததன் அரங்கற்பால் உலோகசாரங்க மாமுனி தோல் தனிலே வந்த பரமரையின் பொருளா பான் பெருமானே நீ பாதாதி கேசவனாய் பாடி தந்த சுலபமலனாதி பிரான் 10 பாட்டும் சோராயணக்கள் செய்துலங்கனியே. Now I will tell the meaning of Srirangam. Girls who have been removed whose hair holds the crescent moon. See, he swallowed all the sky and seven mountains. He gives his
Okay, now Adrit on Tiruppanazhvar. Adrit, you can go ahead now.
Okay. Our Panans grew up singing praises of Arangan. He came daily to the banks of river Kaveri and sing for hours together in trance. He enjoyed the beauty of Srirangam temple from afar and imagined the Lord's Tirumeni deeply. He had never seen the Perumal because Panas were not allowed in the temple. One morning, the temple chief priest, Sarangamuni, came up to the river to collect water for Namperumal's Tirumanjaram. He saw Panan standing in the way and shouted angrily and ordered him to go away. He even threw a stone at him that hit him on his forehead, which started bleeding. Our Panan realized his blunder, apologized to Sarangamuni, and left the place immediately. When Sarangamuni came back to the temple, he found the Lord's forehead bleeding and was totally shocked. That night, Arangan appeared in his dream and ordered the priest to bring his Bhakta Panan to the temple as a prayashchitam for his apacharam. The next morning, he rushed to the river bank, prostrated to Panan, pleading for his pardon. Panan was deeply moved by the Lord's grace and daya on him. But he refused to set foot in the holy temple and not spoil the purity of the earth at Srirangam. Immediately, the chief priest carried out Panan on his shoulders and brought him to Srirangam Ranganathar's Sannidhi, where seeing the eternally beautiful Lord Tirumeni, our Arvar Panan poured out Amalanadi Piran.
Okay. Thank you, Adrit. Next to Neela. On Tirumangai Alvar.
Tirumangai Alvar. Kalayami Kalidvamsam Kavim Loka Divakaram Yasya Gopi Prakashabhira Vidyam Nihatam Tamaha. Tirumangai Alvar. Tirumangai Alvar was an incarnation of Sarangam. He was born at Kurelu. Tirumangai Alvar was born in Kartigai, November 15 to December 15. He was born on Kartigai Nakshatram. His birth year is Nala. His works are Periya Tirumozhi, Tirukurantandagam, Tirunedundandagam, Tiruvirikuttirikkai, Siriya Tirumadal, and Periya Tirumadal.
Thank you, Neela. Achyuta, Pasuram.
Now I will recite தாண்டகம் நாளைந்து ஆரைந்தும் குலானந்தொன்றும் பத்தெட்டும் இறைவனே கார்த்திகையில் கார்த்திகனால் எழுகுறையில் வருகையா இறங்கு நீயே. Now I will recite the meaning of one Pasuram from Periya Tirumozhi. Our God became angry and went to him as a mad lion, and with a sharp claw split open the chest of the Asuran, making the people of this wide world frightened to see him, stays in Singavel Kundram, Ahoblam. Where Ali bring the elephant, place it in devotion.
Okay, thank you, Achita. Next, Adrit on Tirumangayalvar Divya Charitram. Go ahead, ma.
Our Tirumangayalvar used to be a robber. One day, the Lord Sriman Narayana and Sri Mahalakshmi appeared on a highway as a wealthy couple. A robber demanded they spend all their money and jewels. They did as instructed, but when he tried to lift the jewels, he could not move it even a bit. He was totally perplexed. With a fierce look in his eyes, he asked, "What is the mantra for lifting this bundle? Tell me, else I will kill you both." The Lord and the Pirati smiled gently and asked him to come near him and whispered in his right ear, "Om Namo Narayanaya." Having heard those 8 syllables, Ashtaksharam, from none other than Lord Narayana himself, his mind and heart became pure. All his dirt had disappeared. He was simply electrified by the Ashtaksharam. He experienced indescribable blissful happiness. He prostrated fully at their lotus feet, with eyes full of tears at their mercy to bless him despite his shortcomings and negative qualities. They blessed him and disappeared. He realized his Tiruvilayadal and the purpose of his birth poured out the mirth blossoms on the Lords as if it came from a just opened dam. Madai Tiranda Vellam Bol. He looked at the sky and kept crying ceaselessly for the daya on his lowly self. He came back galloping on his horse to narrate the entire exciting incident to the beloved Kumadavali, who asked him why his face looked so bright, serene, divine, and beaming that day. He said, "Kumada, I have reached the purpose of my Manushya Janmam Kumada. I have seen Narayana Kumada. Naan kandu konde Narayanane."
Okay. Next to Neela.
Shri Bhashyakara. Yo nityamachyuta padambujayukmarukma vyamohatasya titarani tanaya mene asmad gurod bhagavatosya taraika sindhoho ramanujasya charanau sharanam prapatye. Shri Bhashyakara. Shri Bhashyakara was born at Sri Perumbudur. He was born in Chittirai, April 15 to May 15. He was born on Tiruvadirai Nakshatram. His parents were Keshava Somayaji and Kantimati Devi. His disciple Tiruvarangatta Amudanar wrote Ramanuja Notrandadi during the lifetime of Bhashyakara himself and got it approved by Bhashyakara.
Thank you, Neela. Achyuta.
Now I will recite Ramanuja. தேசமெலா முகந்திரவே பெரும்பூதூரல் சித்திரையில் ஆதிரநாள் வந்து தோன்றி காசினி மேல் வாதியரை வென்று வரங்கதியாத வாழ்ந்தருளுமே திராசா உன் பூசுரற் கோல் திருவரங்கத் தமுதனார் உன் முன்னாடி மேலந்தாதி போட்டு பேசிய நற்களித்து சேர நூற்றத்து பாட்டும் என கருசை. Now I will tell the meaning of the first Gadi. O good heart, come, recite he prolific who entered mouthfuls of praise for the Lord, who bears the lotus day and Lakshmi on his chest. He sent a begging we always live close to the Lord.
Okay, thank you, Achyuta. Adrit, you can go ahead, ma.
Ramanuja wanted to bring a few changes to the Sri Rangam temple practices, but for this, he needed to have authority over the temple, which was then in the hands of Tiruvarangattu Amulanar. One day, Tiruvarangattu Amulanar's mother reached Parampadam and he was having difficulty finding a Swami for the 11th day activities. So, Tiruvarangattu Amulanar went to Ramanuja and requested Ramanuja's help, and he suggested Kuresa to go help. For the 11th day activities, if the person is not satisfied, it is the duty of the host to do whatever possible to make the person to be satisfied. Ramanuja knew that, so Ramanuja instructed Kuresa to say, "No, not satisfied." And when asked what should be done to satisfy him, he should say, "Give me the temple keys. That is the only thing which will satisfy me." And Kuresa did exactly that. After giving away the keys, Tiruvarangattu Amulanar was upset that cried to Tayar, sorry. Tayar came to Ramanuja in his dream and asked to give at least the Tayar key back to Tiruvarangattu Amulanar. So Ramanuja gave the key and Tiruvarangattu Amulanar was very pleased. He asked Ramanuja to accept him as his Sishya, but Ramanuja said, "Kuresan will be your Acharya, go surrender to him." Thus, Tiruvarangattu Amulanar became Kuresa's disciple.
1 minute.
Kuresa's disciple.
Okay. Thank you, Adrit.
Lakshmi, அந்த போட்டோல மேல அந்த ஒரு இது இருக்கும், you can take it out, you can remove that, so you don't have to be moving that share screen again and again within the share screen. அதுல 2 டாட்டோ ஏதோ ஒன்று இருக்கும், அதை இது பண்ணா போயிடும்.
என்ன பண்ணிட்டேன்.
Okay, that's okay. If it's done, it's okay.
ஆமா.
Okay.
Next, sorry. Next quiz questions vandachi kanna nambo. The most awaited, right? I think everybody would have enjoyed Adrit, Neela, Shri Suparna, Vaidehi, and Navneet, and who else were there? Avladane. All the presentations and excellent Pasuram recitation. Thank you so much. Ella kulandingalum participate panna kulandil ellarume very good job. Good practice. Nanna Pasurangallam azhaga sonnel. Very, very good job. So much information on this. Okay. So next, let's go to quiz questions. So Vaidehi, you are there, ma? The slide, I think you have prepared it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Kelvila.
Under in which tree did Swami Nammalvar meditate under? Tamarind, banyan, ashoka, or mango?
Okay. Enama?
Someone raised their hand up over there.
Okay.
Yeah, Daya and Yashas raised their hand.
Tamarind.
Tamarind. Correct, Vaidehi?
He got it right.
He got it right. Very good job. So,
Number 2. Kodai in Tamil refers to a beautiful bangle, a beautiful earring, a beautiful garland, general term, any of the above. Which one is it? Daya and Yashas, do you want to answer it again?
Beautiful garland.
Yes, good job. Number 3. Which Arvar pastimes did Nathamuni recite to obtain Divya Prabandhams? Tirumangai Arvar, Nammarvar, Peyarvar, or Madhurakavi Arvar? Who wants to answer this one? Daya and Yashas, would you like to answer it?
Madhura Kavi Alvar.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Anyone else? Suparna?
C.
Vaidehi, that is correct answer, Vaidehi.
That is Namarwar.
No, he recited Kanninam Chirita.
Yeah.
Namarwar.
Which Alvar's Pasuram he's asking? Yeah, correct. Good. Go ahead. Okay. Next slide.
Okay, next slide, Achyuta.
Okay. Which Alvar was a Chera prince by birth? A. Periyalvar. B. Kulasekar Alvar. C. Thirumangai Alvar. D. Thirumangai Alvar. Neela.
Neela சொல்லு.
Recording in progress. Kulasekara Alvar.
That's correct. Question 5. The first Alvars so because they A. Get first respect to temple first. B. First.
Hey, Achyuta, we can't hear you well.
C.
Just a second. Achyuta, just a minute, please. I request all to switch off their videos for a minute for this slide. All of you, can you switch off the video, please? All the participants. Other than, yeah, I think Neela, can you switch off for 2 seconds? Just your video, not the slide share. Achyuta has some bandwidth issues. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Try again.
Can you hear?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. 5. Okay. Mudal first Alvars are called so because they A. Get first respect in temple rituals. B. Pasarams are sung first. C. Were born first among Alvars. D. None of the above. Vaidehi.
B. Were born first among Alvars.
Anyone else? Vasuprada.
D, none of the above.
Okay.
Actually, they were chronologically first born among Alvars, so that is okay. All right. Achyuta, next question.
Okay. Nammarwar's Pasaram used by Madhura Kavigal in Tamil Sangam to prove Nammarwar's greatness begins with A. Amalanadi Piran, B. Pallandu Pallandu, C. Kannan Karalinai, D. Kanninun Siruthambu. Daya and Yashas.
Kanninen Chiruthambu.
Anyone else?
Go ahead.
So the answer is
C.
The answer. Okay. The answer is C. Kannan Karalinai.
Thank you, Achyuta. Next slide.
How many Pasarams did Nammarwar sing? A. 1296. B. 1102. C. 1000. D. 1008.
Is it A?
That's correct.
Good job. Correct. Next.
What is the birth star of Thirumarisai Alvar?
Read options. A.
A. Magam. B. Chittirai. C. Punarpusam, D. Swati.
யாரு ஹேண்ட் ரைஸ் பண்றான்னு தெரியல சுவாமி பாருங்க.
Yeah, you can choose between Daya and Yashas, Vasuprada, Achyuta, Vaidehi, 4 people.
4 people.
Vaidehi.
Is it Chitare?
Can someone else try it out? Vasuprada?
Punarpusam.
Can someone else try it out?
Achyuta.
Magam.
That's correct. 9. What is the birth month of Kulasekara Arvar? A. Aipasi, B. Masi, C. Ani, D. Adi.
யார் ரைஸ் பண்றா?
Achyuta.
Masi.
That's correct.
Very good job. Next slide. Okay, next Adrit. You can ask your questions.
Okay. Number 10. Which Arvar is also known as Vipranarayanan? Would anyone like to guess?
Give the choices.
A. Periyarvar, B. Tirumarisai Arvar, C. Kulasekara Arvar, D. Tondarapudi Arvar.
You have 3 people, Navneet, Daya, and Vasuprada.
Okay.
Navneet, go ahead and answer.
Is this Tondarapudi Arvar?
Yes, that's the correct answer.
Okay. Adrit, go to the next question.
Okay. Number 11. Which Acharya wrote Tanyan in Sanskritam to Madhura Kavigal's Kannenun Siruthambu? A. Manakkal Nambi, B. Yamunacharya, C. Swami Ramanuja, D. Sri Nathamuni.
Navneet, Achyuta, and Daya, and Yashas, all 3 have raised.
Okay, Yashas, try.
Yamunacharya.
I don't really know the answer to number 11. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead to 11th question, Adrit.
Okay. Which Arvar refers to Mudal, first Arvars, as Paramakavigal, greatest of all poets? A. Periyarvar, B. Nammarvar, C. Tirumarisai Arvar, D. Tirumangai Arvar.
Okay. Okay. Who's raising?
Vaidehi, Vasuprada, Achyuta.
Vasuprada, you want to try?
Periyarvar.
Okay. Who else wants to try? Vaidehi, you want to go?
Yes.
Answer.
Nammarvar.
Okay, that's correct.
Sorry, I want to tell about 11. Apologies. I could not open. I'm in a host place. So Nathamunigal was the first person to give the, Taniyan for Kannenun Siruthambu. So we all know the charitram of Nada Munigal, how he did the meditation on the Kanana Chiruttambu to get us all blessed with the 4,000. Thank you. Go ahead, Ji. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you, Swami, for
Can I just ask a question? I could not hear well. What was the answer for 10 that was given?
10th
Vipranarayana is Tondaredi Podiyaru. Just want to ensure it was, I couldn't hear properly. Apologies. Just want to ensure that was the correct answer. Okay.
Yeah, that was what.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Thank you. Yeah,
okay.
please.
12th correct solita Vaidehi, that was the
Okay.
correct answer, ma.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you.
job.
Sorry. Thank you.
Okay, next slide. Navneet.
First question. What was the birthplace of Nammalvar? Tirukolur, Tiruvanjikolur, Kudugor, or Tirukolur? Oh.
Yaar hand raise panrama?
Achyuta, Daya, Vaidehi, and Sri Suparna.
Okay, Sri Suparna?
Kurugur?
Yes, correct. Next question. What was the birth star of Tirumangai Alvar? Okay, Daya and Yashas? Oh yeah, sorry. I know the thing was cool. Okay, the options are Kartige, Moolam, Puram, or Abitam.
Kartige.
Correct. Okay, and last question. Tirumarise Alvar asked the Lord of which Divya Desam to join him in leaving or returning to the city. Kapishtanam, Tirupati, Sri Rangam, or Tiruvekka. Okay, Daya and Yashas.
Tiruvekka.
Correct.
Okay. Next slide. Sri Suparna, go ahead, ma.
Okay. Can you move the video, please?
Number 1. Periyarvar was avataram of which Nityasuri? Vishwaksenar, Garutman, Sharangam, or Tiruvari? Sorry. Anybody want to try? Vaidehi.
I couldn't raise my
Is it Garutman?
That's correct. Number 2. What are other names of Periyarvar? A. Puduvayar Kon, B. Villiputtur Kon, C. Bhattar Piran, or D. All of the above. Achyuta.
D, all of the above.
That's correct.
Very good job, Sri Suparna. Next slide is also yours, ma.
Number 1. Pick 2 other works on Andal. Number 1. Amukta 2. Chatusloki. 3. Godastuti. And 4. Shri Stuti. Neela.
Neela, sorry.
Godastuti.
And one more.
Shri Stuti.
Does anybody else want to try?
Pasuprada.
Godastuti and Chatusloki.
Achyuta.
Amukta Malyada and Godastuti.
That's correct. Who composed Amukta Malyada? Number 2. Navneet. Navneet.
No, I lowered my hand.
He lowered his hand now. Pick on anybody else.
Daya and Yashas.
Krishna Devaraya.
Correct. Thank
That was wonderful, Navneet. And super, Sri Suparna. Nice questions. Next one, Sri Suparna. Kele.
Number 1. What other granthams did Swami compose on Arvars? A. Godastuti. B. Muni Vahana Bhogam. C. Goda Chatusloki. And B. Abhaya Pradana Saram.
Yaar hand raise பண்ணிருக்காமா?
Adrit.
B. Muni Vahana Bhogam.
One more. Neela.
Godastuti.
Fantastic. Number 2. Which Prabandham does Muni Vahana Bhogam expound on? 1. Thiruppallandu. 2. Thiruppavai. 3. Kapiral. And 4. Amalanadi Piran. Navneet.
Is this Tirupavai?
No.
Okay.
Achyuta.
Amalanadi Piran.
Correct. Thank you.
Good answering, kids. Okay, we are in the end of our presentation. That was all about the quiz. Very, very good job on whoever participated and answered the questions. Thank you so much, Kanna ellarkum.
Stop sharing.
Thank you so much, Achyuta, Vaidehi, Neela, Adrit, Sri Suparna, Navneet. Thank you, Kanna. Thank you so much for giving such great information. Okay. Mama, Taniyan sevchilla, Mama.
Yes, ma. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimati Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha Vadikvipa Shirobanga Panchanana Parakramaha Sriman Venkatanatharya Chiram Vijetam Bhuvi Sri Ramanuja Siddhanta Nirdarana Durantaraha Adivan Shatagopagnya Yatindro Jayata Bhuvi Srimadrangha Shatari Samyamivaran Labdagamandaddvayam श्रीमद्वीर रघुत्वहाद्य षडजित्पादारविन्दाश्रयम् श्रीमद्वेदवदं सदेशिकयतेः कारुण्यवीक्षास्पदम् सेवे रङ्गदुरीन शासनवशं नारायणं योगिनं वेदान्तदेशिकयतीन्द्रकटाक्षलब्धत्रय्यन्तसारमणवद्य गुणम्बुदाग्र्यं नारायणाद्येति दुर्यकृपाभिषिक्तं श्रीरङ्गनाथयति शेखरमाश्रयामः श्रीमते श्री लक्ष्मी नृसिंह दिव्य पादुका सेवक श्रीवन् षडगोप श्री नारायण यतीन्द्र महादेशिकाय नमः श्रीमते श्रीवन् षडगोप श्री रंगनाथ यतीन्द्र महादेशिकाय नमः. Thank you so much all. We will meet in the next very exciting session on Sri Vaishnava class story session. Thank you all for coming, Kanna. Dhanyasmi. Keshvaya Namaha.
Recording stop.